In this video, I'm going to break down all of the costs, all that we have spent in our very first month of living here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I'm going to walk you through what our accommodation has cost and any other bills that we've incurred. So if you're interested in finding out what it's like to leave the UK and compare costs to back home, this is exactly the video that you've been waiting for. If you're interested in this information, I have pulled together a newsletter and the first edition will be sent out this week. And within that newsletter, I will include a checklist of all of the utilities, banking information, doctors, dentists, everything that we've left behind in the UK and how we actually manage that. So if you're interested in seeing that document, sign up for my newsletter, link is in the description, and when I send out this week's edition, you'll get that document completely free of charge. It was just a sense check for my wife and I to go through and think about what do we do with mobile phones, what do we do with our bank accounts now that we've left the country, and all of the details are in that document. It might be helpful to you. And also, before I go into the information of our expenditure, in the next video tomorrow, Thursday, what date is it tomorrow? The 23rd of October, I will host my very first YouTube live. I'll do that at 5 PM UK time, and I'll put the other times along the bottom there. I think that will be midnight here in Malaysia, but to align back in the UK with where so many of my viewers, I'll host a YouTube live session. And in the description of this video, if you have any questions about how we're traveling, what we do with our lives here, how we're paying bills, etc., you can ask in the comments below. I will leave a one box comment that you can simply hit reply to, and I'll answer them in the YouTube live video. However, if you want to come on and join me and actually message me directly, I will answer your questions on that video. So that's tomorrow evening, Thursday the 23rd of October. Okay, let's get into this. How much have we spent? Individual cost. I'm going to put it here on the screen, and forgive me, I am just reading it off my laptop beyond, so if you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's my screen behind this camera so that I can give you the details. Alright, first and foremost, how did we get here to Malaysia? Well, we left the UK on the 17th of September and we initially flew to Dubai with Emirates, and then on the 23rd of September we left Dubai and flew here to Kuala Lumpur. And the costs of that total flight for both Yvonne and I was £997. So per person, that was £498.50. And of course, that was from Glasgow to Dubai, and from Dubai here to Kuala Lumpur. And those were economy flights with 2 suitcases included inside those costs. So let's round that. It cost £1,000 to get here in the end of that journey. Next up, an important one, insurance. Do we have insurance for medical? The answer to that is yes. We have a what you would define as a Nomad travel insurance, and I won't name the company because that will come in a future video. Anybody who's following along this journey will know that I've been in hospital recently and I'm working with that insurance company. But the monthly cost for both Yvonne and I is £154. So £77 each we are paying for a rolling monthly insurance package for our health. Next up, accommodation. We have an apartment here in the city. Now I just want to caveat this and say, could we find cheaper accommodation than what we're staying in right now? Yes. Why did we pick this accommodation? Well, in the next video that I post later this week, I'm going to review where we've stayed. Please ignore that. Somebody's doing some work in another room, but you might hear some knocking. Part of that review will be including that. But we could have stayed in a cheaper accommodation. We're right in the middle of the city here. This is our first time here and we wanted to just experience some of the kind of touristy aspects of being here to get our bearings. So could we cut the cost down on this? 100%, we absolutely could. But we weighed up the balance of staying somewhere central and enjoying the restaurants and sights and scenes, etc. that are round about us. The cost. This hotel, this apartment cost £770 for 31 nights. That works out at £24 a night. Now, compare that to London. Find a London hotel in the city centre that you can stay in with the facilities in this building that I'll show you in the next video for £24. Good luck with that. Okay, next up, we ate out. It was our anniversary, Yvonne's birthday here. We had a nice meal out to a steak restaurant. We've gone to McDonald's, we've gone to a beautiful pizza Italian restaurant, and in total for the 31 nights, we've spent £234. Beyond that, shopping, general supermarket runs, convenience stores nearby, what we've bought to eat in the apartment itself, snacks here and there, and also from the Grab app, so deliveries to the apartment itself, and also within that will be some taxi rides where I've gone to the hospital and Yvonne has gone to the hospital. The total cost there was £370. We've gone out for coffee. I've showed you video footage of Light Capture, a beautiful coffee shop nearby. We've done that multiple times. We've spent £50. We have mobile phone contracts back home. We transferred our O2 SIMs over to a company called giffgaff. The lowest package available for both of our phones was £6 each, so a £12 spend for a monthly rolling contract that provides 2 gig of data. We've used 0 data from that package. Beyond that, I have a subscription to Revolut for a metal account, a metal plan, which gives me good currency exchange rates and a slightly higher interest rate on any savings that I have there. That's £15 a month. We've withdrew cash in the time that we've been here. So going to cash machines, we've done that twice to just have money on us. And in total, we've lifted £220. And a last cost, washing, laundry. The facilities here in the building has its own laundrette included in it. We've made 4 runs to wash both of our clothes, and the grand total for that was £15. Total is £15. So that comes to a grand total of £2,821 for a 1 month stay, 31 nights in this apartment block. And again, the next video that I publish later this week will be all of the facilities and the accommodation itself. But if you take off the £1,000 that it cost to get here, that gives you an £1,800 monthly spend. So that's us going out and eating, staying in a nice apartment block that we could definitely make cheaper. And that's our shopping and our insurance, taxis, deliveries, everything else included. So £1,800 has been the cost. Now, we are a couple. There's 2 of us here. And of course, if you were a single person that was looking to relocate out to Malaysia, you can of course reduce some of those costs down. To give you an idea, I've taken out what could be halved. Of course, accommodation, again, you could find it cheaper, but that would typically be a fixed cost. But other things like restaurants where I've halved the meal, that would come to £1,913. And again, £500 built into that price for your flights to get here. So that might give you some indication. So a total cost of just under £3,000. In a past video, I showed you what it was like to live in Lanzarote for a month, and I'll put a link up here if you want to go back and watch that video where we spent over the month of April living in Lanzarote in Europe, part of Spain, and you can compare those costs. And next month, when we have now figured out our living conditions, we're going to compare and see if we can bring some of those costs down. Of course, there won't be any flight costs in the next month because we're already here. All right, I think that pretty much covers it for now. So again, to reiterate, in tomorrow's video, it will be a YouTube live. And down below, you can ask any questions, any commentary in this, attached to the Q&A box comment that I leave, and I'll answer them, or join me live. I'd love to be able to chat to you. This is quite a big deal for me. I haven't done a live thing for quite some time, and I'm looking forward to seeing how many people want to come on and chat to me directly. And whilst I'm on that, I'll answer those questions that are asked in this video down below. And if you're interested in that checklist about what we've taken care of from leaving, please sign up to the newsletter down below. First edition will go out. And in terms of what will be in that newsletter, just a bit more context around things like where we're staying, how much we've spent, how we manage our bank accounts, information, etc. Just to give you a little bit more info than I typically will talk about here on these videos. Thank you so much for watching. And again, just one thing. I can appreciate I haven't incorporated my medical costs into this. I will cover that in a future video. I'm still working through it. I'm in between the first and second procedure for those that are following. I've already gone into the hospital. I've had surgery. I've had a stent fitted to relieve a kidney infection. I've paid that bill myself. I'll be back in the hospital next week for a further surgery which will laser out the kidney stone that I've got, refit the stent, and then hopefully that should be the end of my recent issues that I've had since I've arrived here. But I haven't incorporated those costs into that, and I'll cover that down the line. Thanks everybody for supporting this channel. Thanks for so much positive feedback, and I hope you found this interesting. I can't wait to read what you say about all this down below. I'll tell you one funny thing about all of this. I saw on X a couple of days ago somebody talking about a pack of Lurpak, a tub of Lurpak in the supermarket being about £9.50. I'll put the image here. In a Tesco, £9.50 for a pack of Lurpak. There's a convenience store across the road from us, and I went in yesterday and they had Lurpak on the shelf, and I took the ringgit cost and I converted it to pounds, and it was about £4.50. So if you want to buy Lurpak butter in the UK, it's double the cost than it is here in Malaysia. That just blows my mind. You are getting ripped off. You are getting ripped off. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.